to stories, Ben. You got the first one.
Lady was assaulted in a restroom.
Okay.
And the local group that is opposing bathroom
Transactional
laws,
things,
transgender bathroom laws, jumped on it as a reason why there shouldn't be transgenders allowed in bathrooms.
But there aren't already.
Well, and the person who assaulted her wasn't a transgendered person.
Yeah.
It was just a dude who walked into the woman's bathroom.
So it would have happened no matter what the law was.
Didn't pretend to be transgender. Didn't do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is just a story about how this lady's upset that her story is being used
of her story. Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a couple of different instances where that's happened across the country.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But they haven't talked about it on the news, so I thought we should mention it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple links. The only links I've seen is the lady upset, not the actual people using it as...
Well, I went through the story and I searched for some of the things, and I did find some of the people being upset, or people using it.
Yeah, I didn't go looking for anything.
I did before I shared it, because...
Does the article itself have links to any of them?
I don't remember, because I think I shared this right after you guys left.
You did. Because I
Pete
got the thing, and I'm like, really? I just got fucking
up on my newsfeed, and I was like, well, I'll remember talking about it.
No, it doesn't show right away. But yeah, I believe. I believe that's happened. I see lots of tits.
You can get yourself a Hatsune Miku doll.
I don't know who it's... Oh, I know who Hatsune Miku is.
Is that that place? Is that that place we were talking... That website we went to?
No, this is a different one. The other one where they were...
those were children.
This is an actual sex robot. The other ones were not built for sexual activities.
They were not anatomically correct.
Mm-hmm.
They were anatomically correct. They were just not
functional.
Designed for penetration.
They weren't functional.
Correct.
There you go.
Gotcha. This one's actually funny though.
They were forced out of business.
Europeans' first sex robot brothel forced out of business, off base, as prostitutes complain. Okay, that's pretty good.
So basically, you got real life prostitutes and robots working. You ever watch Humans on AMC?
No, I heard of it.
It's not that good, but basically you have like AI that you were banging and whatnot.
Yeah.
They just clean their snatch out. Whatever.
Yeah, done. Start next customer.
Right. So then you got these ones who are Hatsune Miku, which I'm sure bringing in top dollar.
Probably.
Competing with the real women and whatnot. The women are getting pissed because they're taking their...
It's fucking robots taking away jobs from humans.
Right.
Fucking, it's happening. It's happening everywhere. Even in the oldest profession on earth.
Right. First they come and they take away our car manufacturing jobs.
And then they come.
So then they had to actually relocate and everything. So they're still doing it according to the story.
How did they force them? Well, it's the UK, fucking nanny state. You can force them out anyway. But how did they force them out? Like they make a law saying no sex robots in this district or something?
Well, actually, Europe's first, wasn't it in Spain?
What?
The first.
Yeah,
it says Europe's first one.
Spain.
Oh.
Barcelona, yeah.
Europe's first, you're right.
Barcelona. I just mean let's not think the UK is progressive enough to allow prostitutes to form brothels.
Good call.
Yeah, it's for the sex. Well, let me see the sex dolls being made. Well, why? Oh, yeah.
Are you sure you want to watch
I don't know if I'd pause.
It might be like sausages.
Pause, we're fine.
You don't want to know how they're made.
Yeah, there's Hatsune Miku. More Hatsune Miku. Alright. Interesting. Giving up is...
So, I wonder how that would work in the U.S., though.
Huh.
Like, could you open...
The Association of Sex Professionals. We need that.
I agree, we do.
Could I open a brothel with sex dolls?
I would assume so, because...
How would it be any different than a theater that shows porn?
Right. Are selling sex toys.
Right.
I'm just leasing them.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're leasing them. Short-time lease.
I mean, the health inspector would show up a lot.
There's a lot of bleach on hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do
Lysol might advertise with you because they're going to keep them in business.
Lysol sponsored. You got it in the front.
Or I could just have detachable throwaway vaginas.
Yeah, or that.
Our mouths and butts. And
yeah, all of them. Every
whatever you're king.
Right, whatever
you're into.
Oh, story I have to share because you just said that. I get a message from a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Says, hey, I'm really into pirate ATM. Do you have any suggestions?
Okay.
I'm like, well, that's an oddly specific fetish, but Dan and I have actually been sharing videos back and forth all week. I happen to have some that I can share with you. So I sent him a bunch of links.
ATM like on hand.
So I'm actually at Nathan's son's birthday party when I get to well, yeah, I
got that.
As a strange coincidence, I can help you out. And then I hit send, and then it dawns on me. Oh, ATM means at the minute for most people.
At the moment, yeah.
Oh, you don't want to check any of those links I sent. Let me send different links to you. That will probably be more sensible.
Well, that's an odd request coming from you.
Right,
but sure.
That's an oddly specific fetish to share with me out of the blue, but hey.
It just so happens.
That's
right.
Fucking good.
Just as a strange coincidence, Dan was surfing Pornhub and YouPorn and sent me a whole bunch of videos, and I can share with you.
I have a great collection. We got another story about a transgender and doing some kind of sport.
I didn't read this one, Richard.
Basically, male goes to female weightlifting.
Yeah, that's a bullshit record. Shouldn't even be able to have it.
What level of competition?
Because transgender doesn't change your fucking DNA.
Nope, it doesn't.
You are still female or male.
And I think it's for, like,
just
pre-qualifying for Olympics.
That's what I was just about to look for.
So the Olympics are now dead.
International competition.
What? You know what? They want equal rights for everything. Everybody does. There should be no women or men's anything.
Yeah, it should be combined.
Whoever's the best athlete gets to play.
The best athlete.
Of course, that'll really suck for a lot of women in some sports.
In some sports,
and
but it would suck for
a lot of
men
in other sports.
You have to click the link to read more.
The problem is that two most popular sports in America would be pretty much dominated by men.
Oh, here it is.
Well, I don't know about which two.
That's in
basketball and football. They're not even close.
But worldwide, women, at least for us, our women's team would fucking dominate, I'm sure.
In what?
Soccer?
In soccer, yes.
Our women's team is a lot
Well, if
better.
it was, but if
our women's team compared to other women's teams is much better.
We're talking about a combined sport.
But if you were...
the men's team is not nearly as good as the rest of the world.
You would see a lot of women playing.
Yes, you would, because they're way better than the men.
But... still, I mean...
But they would not compete with, like, the fucking Brazilians or the Germans.
Because they have the speed.
Who competes with the Germans?
But the strength.
No one. The Germans fucking crushed the Brazilians at the last Olympics.
That's because
which was
they are
hilarious.
fucking organized.
Yes, I don't get, they're very organized.
You would think that baseball would be
They have a final solution for soccer.
No, there is a lot of strength in baseball. More than what you would think.
Yeah.
And throwing, because they still, fucking women still do...
They do softball.
Well,
yeah,
but we tell them to do that, not necessarily that they're not able to throw.
Women have tried to throw, and some of them can, but they can't. I mean, those are very elite people that are throwing
a baseball as far as a professional baseball player.
Well, yeah, we're talking about physiology here.
No, but that's what we're talking about.
Player.
Right, I couldn't be a professional softball player throwing this ball.
No. Right. A professional female softball player can probably throw a ball way better than I can.
Yes.
But I'm not a professional ball player, though. Just saying. So I think that's what they should do. Just get rid of it all.
And say high school players of any gender in any sport can throw a ball better than I can.
I'd probably
maybe some little leaguers.
Maybe some little leaguers.
It just...
I'm not even going to say they have to be professional to beat me. Amateurs will kick my ass all day, too.
Probably.
Don't even get me started on T-ball.
Right.
Right, so, I mean, that's kind of what you get. But this goes back to an argument we have had before about the transgender thing, right? Because, I mean, the definitions of masculinity and femininity, I mean, who's to say how much one person has or another? What makes you male or female?
Right.
DNA makes you male or female, and obviously...
That chromosome?
Yeah, that kind of chromosome, that's kind of... And that's not being changed. I mean, that does.
Technically, your chromosomes cannot match your physical... your genitalia.
Yes.
It does happen where people have... Well, not even hermaphrodite. There are people who have penises, for example, but have 2X chromosomes instead of an X and a Y. So you can't even say that it's chromosomes that determine gender or genitalia. I just mean, or there's people who have been XXY.
Well, actually, genitalia is supposed to determine gender.
Right, but,
by definition.
But what I'm saying is, you said it's in your DNA. Well, not always.
And it's actually reproductive genitalia is supposed to determine your gender.
What?
Chromosome 23. Right, yeah, like
Was that the one?
They could have
Is that
both,
XX
but
and
one
XY?
is the active one.
Yeah, and I think in some rare cases in a hermaphrodite where I don't know if both can be active or not. I don't know.
I think neither is
really
active, and some both are active.
Right, I think that they're, and it's hermaphrodite is
I think
very
we just
rare
need
anyway.
to not care. I think we just need to not care about gender. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Who gives a shit how somebody pees? Who cares?
Right, but again, gender, that's what we, modern society, has turned gender into, how you pee. But gender really is your reproductive orientation.
What does your reproductive orientation matter in everyday society?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
That's not what we're saying. We're just saying
stuff
is
like this. So I'm gonna go out for women's wrestling next year.
Let's just.
You're gonna go out for wrestling as well.
But here's right. And the other thing is, you're going to have weight class.
Yeah.
There are other classifications that determine what level of sport you're in. So let's get rid of men's and women's sports. Let's get rid of it. Done. Let's get rid of different gender. And this one's pissed me off for years. Different minimum requirements based on outdated gender ideas.
What do you mean minimum requirements?
Well, and I'm going
like in the army, you have to do something.
Right, the army or the police force or the fire department or
right,
the
and where girls get to do different kinds of push-ups.
Right, a girl's push-up versus a men's push-up. It's a minimum requirement is by definition a minimum requirement.
Well, the military has kind of been abiding by that,
and they
lately.
should be.
They should be.
And even I heard that even in the Navy, I heard that they're going to one uniform now, which always pissed me off that the girls got way better uniforms than our sucky ass uniforms.
And the DOD is making changes along with the allowing women into combat positions.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I don't think they should be like
frontline. Why?
But it seems like they should have at least slight adjustments to
here's
two different
Here's
types
the reason
of
women don't fight, traditionally. It is not because women are weaker than men. It is not because women cannot do what men can do. There are probably not millions, because there's not millions examples of men, but there are many examples of women in history who were incredible warriors or incredible leaders of warrior tribes. The reason women weren't allowed to fight is not because they can't do what men can do. It's because they could do the one thing men couldn't do.
Right. Yeah, give birth.
They could have babies to replenish the army.
Yep.
So women not being allowed to fight had nothing to do with them being weaker or physically unable to swing a sword and wear armor or ride a horse.
It was pure economics.
Right. We need you to stay home and be a broodmare because we needed more boys
because
to send out
I can
to
have
die.
one guy impregnate
the litany.
50 women, however many women, right?
Yeah, and so, but we don't, that's not a
But I can't have one woman carry 50 other guys' children.
And that's not a problem anymore.
Right, that's not a concern in modern society. So that's an outdated holdover from...
Well, it's not a concern in modern society right now because of the population of Earth.
Yes.
If something would happen and that would reverse... It would be very much a concern of that population.
That would have to be a
then they can address it at that time.
But no, right. I'm just saying that's
just like my shirt. That's the reason it buttons this way. I don't know if you know that. The reason men's shirts are buttons on this side, holes on this side, that's so that I can take my shirt off with this hand and draw my sword with this hand. That's why it's like that. It's why British people still drive on the wrong side of the road.
Those bastards, they were repressing the left-handed guys the entire time.
They have been forever. But
well,
I mean,
the world works against left-handed people.
Well, that's why you need to go to Ned's Leftorium.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that are... Women's shirts actually go the other way.
That makes no sense.
If you have a women's button-down shirt, they go the other direction.
I think that you should get rid of all of it and dress code included.
Yep. Done.
Anything a woman is allowed to wear to work, a man should be able to allow to wear something similar.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Let's do away with all of it.
Like when I worked I want fucking
flip flops and
I want to be able to wear
skirt
flip flops
versus shorts.
I can wear a skirt actually,
A kilt.
because I have a kilt at home.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
But they won't let me wear it because I told them I would wear it as a kilt.
Yeah, a traditional kilt.
Well,
Nothing
it's a
underneath.
skirt.
Yes,
If you're wearing underwear,
I get it.
I'm just saying, it is. Ask any Scottish person.
Oh yeah.
But
And then you have to have the whole crotch plate thing
let's
and all the other amenities that go with it.
let's just do away with all of it and be done. It's all holdovers from a long time ago when we were still riding big horses and poking each other with sticks.
I get it.
Now we hide behind a hill and shoot somebody with a gun.
Yeah, no shit.
We're much more efficient at killing than we used to be.
Well, we don't even do that.
Right.
Someone
now
sits in a
somebody
control
sits
room
with
with a
PlayStation
fucking
controller.
joystick and says, boop. Yeah, can I fire? I can fire. Okay.
Am I clear to fire? Am I clear to fire? I'm going to have to pause this game if you don't make a decision soon.
This drone's only got 85 more hours worth of
Sarge,
fucking
Hot
life
Pocket.
More Hot Pockets.
Yeah, the only thing I really don't have an issue with it if they can do like you said, give her the minimum, whatever. If they can do the job, they better be able to lift a 200-pound guy and run it and ruck him across the fucking.
Some of them can though.
Right, and
And
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
And they should be able to be
A lot of them
firefighters
can't.
and whatever.
But a lot of them can't because statistically we haven't let them. You can't look at modern and say, well, women can't do that job. Women haven't been allowed to try.
Women tried the Navy SEAL test, failed miserably.
Except
Or
for
was it the Green-
two
was it
of
the
them.
Green
Two of them.
No, it was Navy SEAls.
They haven't.
It was all the,
They
it was all
haven't been
the,
able to pass the Navy SEAL, but
Okay.
two of them.
Two
Two of them made it.
Yeah.
They went through
One
Ranger
of them,
school.
I
Oh, it's
thought
Rangers,
one
so
of them
that's what it
actually
was.
finished. The other
No,
one
none
didn't,
of
but she can still go back and try again.
Two of them went through Ranger school.
Yeah.
Then they went to Green and passed. Then they went to Green Beret school.
And only one of
but
them
only one
passed.
of them made it.
Right, but they can go back to
Yep.
do Green Beret again. They just have to wait whatever it is.
But the DoD handled it correctly. They didn't change any requirements. They let them attempt. Wonderful.
And the women, to their credit, did not want
right.
different requirements.
different
And
requirements
honestly,
either.
those two women, either one of them,
Probably would have been
blindfolded in the dark, could kick my ass.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
But if
But
they pass the Ranger test, yes.
but we've never let them try to do some of these things. So when people get on TV and they're like, "Well, women can't do that," how the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
You're basing that on a perception that we haven't challenged for 300 plus years. More than that now, because that's only 1700.
Yeah, I would say that's even. Yeah.
We haven't challenged that reasonably since the Romans. And even looking at that, you've got Boadicea is the one that comes to, I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. Celtic woman, didn't fight because
Women didn't
back in
fight,
the day,
yeah.
women didn't fight. Her husband gets murdered, and her daughters are raped by the Roman general who's conquering Gaul, or Britain. She unites all the tribes in the area because she's got that personality,
Yeah.
and kicks the ever-loving shit out of the Romans. Badass.
Great leader.
There were a lot of Roman emperors who were actually controlled by Roman empresses.
Yeah.
Catherine the Great. Wasn't Catherine the all right? She's Catherine the Great. So it just, fuck it. Let's just get rid of that. Unless you can provide me with a rational, logical reason why a gender distinction needs to exist in something.
And if impregnated as a POW due to rape, that child must be aborted. No, I'm just kidding.
But unless you can give me a rational explanation why we need a gender classification,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not going to say it's an all or nothing thing. Maybe there is one thing out there where it fucking matters. But unless you can provide it, then just let's get rid of it. Who gives a shit?
And I can give you a good example of what, like, the Kurdish women fighters, like, their whole fighting squads are women who will fucking murder the ever-living shit out of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So,
They're
Yeah,
fucking
it-
badass.
There
Vice-
are some
Vice News
really
did a
fucking
report on them.
badass women warriors in the world. And I'll tell you right now, on a bad day, if you have a choice between meeting me in a dark alley or meeting my wife, you are better off with me any day of the week. Because she'll cheat. She will kill you.
Cheating's the best way to win.
Right. But that's the other thing. And here's another example of why we should let women in combat. When somebody just flat out does whatever it takes to win.
Oh,
what's
right
the
to
argument
the nuts.
they make? Well, but what's the argument that the loser always makes? You fought like a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
This girl's not a fucking win.
That's because you've never been in combat, though. People who really are, you'll kick a guy in the balls. You'll do it. The fact that people don't,
yes,
it is
Go for
all
the
made
balls
up by
and the
people
eyes.
who've never
Never fought.
been in combat
Dude,
or never fought for their life.
Oh,
Because
I'm
when you
with
fight
right
for your
there.
life,
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
There's
fucking
no such
matter.
If we're
thing as
fighting over a
cheating.
cheeseburger, I'm punching you in the dick. I don't care. Because if we're fighting, one of us is not walking away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not worth fighting.
If you like what you just saw, why not check out our last episode? Or subscribe, or like, or comment. Do something.